is April Lammert, and I'm with the Denver Library here in Three Lakes. Before we get started with our events, our speakers, the introductions, I just want to do a quick. This is one of our first events that we've done like this, and we have some things we just want to cover for those joining us virtually. So on the bottom left of your screen, joining virtually, you can see icons for your audio and your video. The microphone is to mute or unmute for this event. For this event, Zoom participants will be muted. The video icon is used to turn on or off this video is of yourself. This video is of yourself. If you find that your video or audio is lagging or freezing, you can mute your turning off your camera to use less bandwidth to make that clear up. On the bottom of your computer screen are some extra features. The first icon represents a person, and a click shows the names of those in virtual attendance on the left-hand side of your screen. The speech bubble icon represents the chat feature, and opens a chat window. In the to field, you can select from the drop-down. There's options to message everyone, specific attendance, and the other is it says a direct message. That will allow you to send your message to just the presenter. So you can then send your questions. You can type questions or comments in the chat. Questions will be passed to the speaker during the Q&A portion of our event. The next icon is for screen sharing. Only speakers and presenters will be using that function. The smiley face icon is for reactions. Other times you can use the raise your hand button, but for this event we won't be using that this evening. On the top right of your screen, you will see the view button. Speaker view will focus on the presenter and their screen and the presentation. Gallery view will let you see all participants that have their video on. The full screen function will let you maximize your screen. You can click the view button again to exit full screen mode. Once the presentation starts, your view options will change. We ask that for Catena, the standard view will be kept, as you will then be able to see the screen share. For those of you streaming on YouTube, you can comment or ask questions right from YouTube. Side-by-side view and swap view video share will not be helpful for this presentation. Side-by-side gallery view will let you share the screen and all participants in attendance virtually. For the Q&A portion of our evening, I will be asking the presenters questions that are left in the chat. We ask that those that are in attendance, that if you would like to ask questions in person, please approach the mic over here. Now that all that covered, we can successfully start our event for the evening. This is our first spring Catena of the season, and graciously put on amazing collaboration for the Arts, who helps video stream, do all of this for us. Catena started as a word that my director found that series meant a series of homonyms, really struck with series of lakes in the area. So it was just nice to put on a connected everyone. It connects us by past, present, and future. We've been doing these for a couple years now, and they're really enlightening, and they're really great to shine a light on past, present, and future of Three Lakes. So with that, tonight's series and the continuing series will be introducing the Three Lakes team and what that looks like and what that goes forward. So I'd like to introduce John Stauner.
Thank you, April. On behalf of all the volunteers with Three Lakes, I'd like to thank the Denver Library and the Center for the Arts for this unique opportunity. We are so excited about being here this evening and being able to reach out to the community. What will Three Lakes be in the year 2040? I want you to take a moment and close your eyes and create a mental picture in your mind. This picture is of our community, our Three Lakes in the year 2040. How will it be different from our town in 2021? Let's take a tour around town. What do you see? What does the downtown look like? How busy is it? Are there stores open? Are there empty storefronts? What is in the location of the OV lot in the year 2040? Take a drive past the post office, the municipal building, the Demmer, and on to the school. Do you see a parking lot at the school full of cars? there is an aquatic center in 2040 in your vision of the future. Continue on around town. What evidence is there of strong civic organizations in 2040? What's going on in the parks? How do the residential areas? Do you see a strong, vibrant Three Lakes? Now, let's go east of town on Highway 32. Can you picture the Northwoods? Maybe it's an early fall starting to turn. Can you smell the forest? Can you feel the breeze blowing off of the lakes? Think about this picture of Three Lakes in 2040. Try to imagine what our town will be like in another 19 years. What hopes do you have for the future of our community? What concerns do you have for the future of Three Lakes? These questions get to the core of why the Forward Three Lakes Initiative was started in 2019. In the spring of that year, I look at this picture, it doesn't seem that long ago. I can still smell the smoke. There was real concern about how we were going to bounce back. We needed to find a way forward. So conversations were started, and ideas were discussed. Forward Three Lakes started by reaching out to the UW Extension design team to see what assistance they could offer. The mission of the design team is to help communities make meaningful decisions about their future. That sounded like a great prescription for us. So we started to wound its way through a pandemic, through a design team virtual visit, physical visit, a reveal presentation of a shared vision, and publication of a summary report last December. That road brings us here tonight. And that road will also continue on into the future, bring us to the year 2040. In 2020, the design team of volunteer outside experts started their work. They gathered about us through surveys, interviews, focus groups, and other analytical tools. They listened to us describe and what we are as a community. They wanted to know what our hopes and concerns were for the future.
Three Lakes is the gate.
They took us through a deliberative process. This process has been used in numerous other communities in the past, and its goal was to identify a shared vision of our community. It is a vision not dictated by outside experts. It comes from us. It paints a picture of what our community will be in the future. Who we are, what we value, and how we make things happen. It is literally a picture of us in 2040. And as you can see from the graphic, the shared vision is the centerpiece of the design team process. There is research at the beginning, which leads to the definition of the shared vision. This is the community input. This definition then leads to focus points and outcomes going forward. This is the team output. It is summarized in the shared vision statement. And tonight, we'd like to begin by sharing that vision with you.
Three Lakes is the gateway to the chain of lakes.
A vibrant, small town, downtown.
And a place where our hearts feel at home.
It is known as a good place for families with children.
When our children grow up, they like to bring their out-of-town friends to show off our hometown.
We are lake, forest, and downtown people. Some of us live in Three Lakes year-round.
Some of us are part-timers. Some are commuters.
Visitors, many of whom are regulars. Help fuel our local.
We all want to thrive for the next generations.
We have different perspectives and needs, yet we do share a vision.
We know what's important and make plans to accomplish those goals.
We work together to find the money, the time, and the talent needed to succeed.
We understand how seasonal visitors support each other.
For example, year-round residents provide businesses and services seasonal residents and tourists.
They need a good school.
Property taxes, paid by seasonal and full-time homeowners and businesses, support the school and town roads.
Three Lakes is what happens when you have a nice small town with strong schools among healthy lakes within the beautiful North Woods.
It is cherished and sustained by a variety of friendly people enjoying our unique natural environment and working together to build community.
So that is the shared vision statement. Note what is not in that vision statement. It doesn't talk about things. There is no mention of buildings or businesses or parks or any other physical asset. It talks about who we are. It talks about where we come from and what we have in common. It talks about what we value, what we cherish about our town, and what makes Three Lakes special. It talks about how we make things happen, and it defines how we measure and attain success. It is a dynamic vision. As such, it is meant to be fluid. It changes as we change. Tonight, we'd like to hear your thoughts. Does the vision statement express your hopes for the future of our community? The vision statement is the core piece of the design team process. It was drafted after collecting information on us as a community, and from it, the design team produced the results of the study. These results were tabulated in the summer in December. If you hadn't had an opportunity to read the summary report, I highly encourage you to do so. It's available on our website at forward3lakes.com, or just send us a message on Facebook and we can send you the PDF. There are 27 pages in the report which give us some possibilities for the future. To review it all would take 2 hours. That's not our goal tonight, so I'm going to summarize it briefly. The report identified 5 key areas of focus. These are 5 areas important to our future. They are natural resources, growth and development, the downtown, housing, and leadership. And in the second half of tonight's presentation, we will touch base on each of these areas. In addition, In addition, 5 major themes were identified in the report. These are concepts that can be central to the development and implementation of the vision. These include the importance of the chain of lakes in identifying who we are. The chain is the template on which this community is built. Whether you own land on the water or not, whether you are a full-time resident or a seasonal resident, we all identify the chain. It is the bedrock of this community. Second, the concept that Three Lakes has a front yard. Our front yard is our downtown. When that train of cars is coming north on a Friday night, they are going through our front yard. It is the face that we present to the world. Our backyard, it is a place we go to relax, to live, and to share time with family and friends. The third theme is that the connecting piece between our front yard and our backyard is Psy Williams Park. It is a physical connection between the downtown and the chain. It represents a unique opportunity to invite everyone to what makes our community a round economy. And looking for opportunities to do so. We need to build on what we have, and we need new businesses. Aims is providing diverse housing options so that no matter what stage of life you are in, you can call Three Lakes home. So, 5 focus areas and 5 themes. The other major portion is to offer possibilities into what our future could look like. The UW Extension Group is called the design team because while these volunteers come from diverse backgrounds and diverse expertise, they have one thing in common, a plethora of design ideas and options. These include a bold design. It included the accessibility of an underutilized asset in our community, the Thunder Lake Wildlife Area. This concept included boardwalks and an observation tower. Also, downtown development and strategies for housing in order to provide a diverse population. These plans and concepts are possibilities. They give us options to look at and to consider. They were meant to get our wheels turning. How we move forward is up to us. To quote our shared vision, we have different perspectives and needs, yet we do share a vision. We know what is important and make plans to accomplish those goals. We work together to find the talent needed to succeed. The work of the design team is completed to our community and shared with us a vision of what the future could look like. To make this vision the time for action. The work of Forward Three Lakes has just begun, and we need your help. We want you to get involved. What will Three Lakes be in the year 2040? The simple answer is, it's up to us. And at this time, I would take any questions. About the design process with the UW or any of the outcomes in the summary report. The question from Colette was, has anything jumped out that was, oh my goodness, we should have all thought of that beforehand? Yeah, I think there were some things like that. There certainly were things that I never would have thought of that. I would never have looked at it that way. And some of the benefit of having the UW come in was it was a complete set of outsiders. And that gave, there was no preconceived notions about what Three Lakes was. They did their research and they came in and they applied their experience, their expertise to it. So it was totally novel. And I thought it was very refreshing to see some of the ideas in there. Some of them, I'm sure you will agree as you go through, yeah, maybe not that feasible, or maybe it's out there a ways. Some of it's low-hanging fruit, but definitely some great ideas in there.
Well, I would just like to thank you for having the group
Thank you. All right.
So the first one says, do you know how many people were involved in the design process?
18, 20. There were 20 volunteers from either extension services or academia throughout the Midwest. Most came from Wisconsin. There were a few from Minnesota, I think one from Indiana at least.
Next question, how much did the design team work cost? Who paid for it?
Good question. The total cost to the UW extension was $2,500. And that was paid by a grant through the Three Lakes Community Foundation. It acts as our fiduciary and collects money on our behalf and continues to do so.
Okay. Well, I'm going to check the chat again real quick and see if there are any follow-up questions.
Okay. Okay. How many people were involved from Three Lakes in the design process, in the design team? Just a clarification, the design team was made up of outsiders. These were the design professionals. There was a group of volunteers that worked with them in order to prep the way, in order to do some basic research, in order to plan an event for a virtual visit. And I am somewhat throwing a dart at the board, but we are in the neighborhood of about 30, 40 people total before the design team visit.
Wonderful. Did we get anything else come in? No? So should we move on or should we give it another minute?
Well, we can certainly move on and then take any questions at the end. That works very well.
Sounds great. So on to the second part.
Okay. Now, from the very beginning of this process, it was emphasized that this needed to be more than just talk. It's great to brainstorm about ideas, but the comment continuously came back, we have to do more than talk. We need action. It needed to be bringing about plans into fruition and seeing results. This is the implementation of the vision, and this is where we're at today. So let's talk about where we're at. The design team took us through this process. They identified the 5 key features, and as we discussed earlier, they are natural resources, growth and development, the downtown leadership. For the implementation phase, we have taken these 5 focus groups and made them into working. The Psy Williams Park concept attracted a great deal of attention and interest. It touched on many of the 5 original groups, and because of into a separate working group. Each group has its own facilitator and has been meeting on its own since December. In this last segment, we're going to have each of the working groups, their topic and their efforts to date. And to begin, I'd like to introduce Janelle Dupuis. She is the facilitator for our Natural Resources Working Group. Janelle.
Hi, I'm Janelle. I'm the representative of the Natural Resource Working Group. No one has to think very long to know why the first group to be a UW Extension team started learning about this place in our community was natural resources. This group was formed because our natural beauty in our community is exceptional. People visit, they stay, and they live in our community because of the land and the water. The Natural Resource Group wants to help people experience our lakes, forests, trails, and wildlife. The meetings have been full of discussion There has been some mention about re-energizing a Three Lakes Bird Club, because did you know that Three Lakes is listed in relationship with the Nicolet National Forest in the state's top 10 birding sites? That's according to the Wisconsin Society for Ornithology. One of our members is a part of a bird group, and he brought that to our attention. And then just last week, I came across an article about how birds make you happy. In fact, they make you happier than money, which I totally believe, right? That's super great. So we've reached out and connected with Jeremy Holtz, the DNR land manager at the Thunder Lake Wildlife Preserve, and they are interested in working with us. So maybe we could get a boardwalk or a second-story observation platform built and attract birders to the area to help Three Lakes move forward towards some more economic stability. We do have more ideas to share. I didn't want to give them all away tonight, and we don't have enough time, but I will have more ideas and even a PowerPoint presentation during the Catena on Wednesday, May 5th. That's when the Natural Resource Group will be presenting. But if you can't wait to hear all of our ideas until then, you are invited to join our next Zoom meeting, which is April 27th at 7 p.m. And now you are going to hear from Jill Roth, who is our housing.
Hi, my name is Jill Roth, and I'm one of the facilitators with Forward Three Lakes, particularly with the housing group. One of the things we heard repeatedly from the community was the need for affordable housing off of the lakes. So as a team, we created a series of goals, one of which is adding or easing the pathway to adding housing that reflects the needs of the community. In order to accomplish that goal, we're currently exploring a land trust model. A land trust is a nonprofit that owns land and develops it with, for example, a single-family home. They are then able to sell the home while maintaining ownership of the land itself. This model decreases the costs to enter into home ownership. And this also keeps housing prices more stable as markets fluctuate, slow for folks entering into the job market or those looking to downsize. If you would like to be a part of our group, our next meeting is Thursday the 15th at 7 p.m. And please contact us on our forward3lakes.com website. We can get you all the materials that we have to date and the meeting invitation as well. We look forward to working with you.
Our next speaker deals with growth and development. I'd like to introduce Jim Morley as the facilitator.
The growth and development team was envisioned in cooperation with UW Extension's Design Wisconsin team, for which we're grateful. Monthly team meetings have been held since November on behalf of our very knowledgeable and talented team members, and we're excited about developing new projects for implementation in Three Lakes. Two things we're not. We're not trying to change the character of Three Lakes. And we're not trying to become the next Minocqua or Eagle River. Nothing bad about them. It's just that we're unique. You all know that. We're different. However, we can say in the affirmative, yes, we want to strengthen local businesses. Yes, we want to work toward building a sustainable year-round economy. Yes, we want to overcome the devastation of the fires that burned down our beloved Oneida Village Inn, the OV, and also the Three Lakes Diner. Yes, we want to address several needs for a thriving town. Broadband is just one of many examples. As a part of our effort, We want to work closely with our town government. As part of our effort, we seek volunteers from throughout the community, full-time residents, part-time residents, commuters, returning visitors. And as part of our effort, fundraising will be required, grants and matching fundraising campaigns in particular. We look forward to sharing more details about the Growth and Development Team later in this series on Forward Three Lakes. Thank you, Demmer Library and the Three Lakes Center for the Arts for making this Catena possible. Onward, upward, and most definitely forward Three Lakes.
Thank you, Jim. Our fourth group is our downtown, and our speaker tonight is Jackie Sharp. Jackie.
Hello. So, as has been mentioned a few times, after the fires of 2019, and especially due to COVID, our downtown has needed a boost. In the focus groups that were done as part of the Forward Three Lakes project, people said that they love our downtown. They love that it's quaint, they love that it's friendly, and they love the feel of downtown, and they don't want that to change. What we do want is a vibrant downtown that supports local businesses and welcomes tourists. So with those things in mind, the Downtown Working Group has come up with the following values. We value a vibrant downtown that welcomes tourists and supports businesses. We value a spirit of hospitality to both local, seasonal, and tourists and residents. That's the word I was looking for. We value a downtown that encourages pedestrian exploration. And we value outdoor gathering and green spaces where all can rest and play. So with that in mind, we have started working on our first project for this summer, which will help encourage pedestrian exploration. It is easy to be eating a sandwich outside of Subway and not realize that with a short walk, you could be lakefront. We are hoping to help change that with some pedestrian wayfinding signs that we are in process of working on right now that should be up this summer. If you would like to find out more about what the downtown group is up to, you can join us. We meet every other Thursday night at 7 p.m. Our next meeting is tomorrow. And we will also be presenting more about our work at the next Catena on April 28th. And now you will hear from Larry Roth.
Hello, my name is Larry Roth. I am the facilitator for the Psy Williams Park group. And so far, we've only had one meeting. We wanted to start with a goal statement for our group to make sure that any ideas we brought forward are both practical and fit well in the park. So here's our goal statement as it stands right now. The intent of the group is to bring forward ideas to the Parks Commission to support current and proposed events to be held in Psy Williams Park. The goal for these ideas is to be welcoming to residents, visitors, and especially families. It's a place to recognize our history and highlight Three Lakes as a fun place to visit and to live. The UW Extension team provided a whole set of ideas for the park, and several other ideas have come forward since then. Our next meeting is scheduled for April 14th, and you are more than welcome to join our group. Please contact me through Forward Three Lakes website or the Forward Three Lakes Facebook page. I'm looking forward to hearing your input and answering any questions you may have. Thank you.
Okay, I need to share some insider information here on why we refer to Larry Roth as Jack. When Larry stepped forward and said that I'm willing to take on the facilitator role with the Psy Williams group, we said, fantastic, there's only one very serious problem. Your name does not begin with a J. because we have Janelle, we have Jackie, we have Jim, we have Jill, and we have John. We were the 5 J's. Larry doesn't fit. So we have dubbed Larry Jack, and we think it's going to stick. So thank you, Jack. We certainly appreciate it. Okay, I act as the facilitator for the leadership working group. The mission of the leadership group is to build the capacity for leadership in the community. Three Lakes is blessed with great examples of leadership. We have a rich history of successful community engagement. We have a wealth of talent in individuals and a wealth of organizations working for the common